How much Bitcoin does it take to retire in the next 10 years? How much Bitcoin do you need to start stacking today? How much do you need if you want $100,000 in 10 years or you want $5 million? Let's talk about all that. I'm going to keep it pretty short here, very concise and to the point, and we'll give you an action plan for dollar cost averaging some Bitcoin. If you don't mind, hit subscribe, turn on the bell notification underneath the video so you can see future videos just like this. I make videos similar to this about once every month, so you can see updated versions of this in the future. There's also going to be a link underneath the video to Margex where you can trade cryptocurrency on leverage, hopefully amplifying your returns and giving yourself the ability to buy even more Bitcoin. And they're doing an airdrop right now. There's also a link to CoinW where they're also doing another airdrop. And I got word that they're going to run another one after this one is over. So you can sign up with those links, start trading, and you'll be entered into these airdrops. You just have to hit the join now button. So let's take a look at this. Gold's market cap is now $15.9 trillion. It's crazy, but gold's price has gone up a decent amount over the last year. Bitcoin's market cap is down a bit. It's only at $1.135 trillion. So when you compare these, Bitcoin is only now 7.1% of gold's market cap. I saw someone go on to CNBC today and talk about how they think that Bitcoin's going to be 10%, easily 10% of gold's market cap pretty soon. So I started thinking, okay, where is Bitcoin going to go in the future? Like, how much Bitcoin do you need? Well, let's look at three different scenarios. So right now, gold is at 15.9 trillion, but it's going to continue to appreciate. It's just fact that there's going to be more and more money printed. Of course, we don't know what gold's market cap will be next year or the year after or anything like that, but we can generally assume over long periods of time that it will appreciate. The general appreciation has been about 8% historically, but we're going to say it's 5%, just 5%. That means in 10 years, gold's market cap is going to be nearing 26 trillion. Okay, and we think Bitcoin's going to become more and more valuable over time for a variety of reasons, but generally because there can't be any more of it that's made. That's why people like gold in the first place, is they think that there's only a set amount of it, but we do see where there's large deposits found of gold and where, we could mine asteroids one day and basically make it so that gold's plentiful. But Bitcoin, there's only so much Bitcoin. So a lot of people are quite bullish on it. We've seen a lot of large entities start buying Bitcoin, whether it's countries, pensions, large money managers. So Bitcoin, in theory, should continue to appreciate at a faster rate than gold. So where could it be? Well, if Bitcoin's market cap is 10% that of gold, it'll be a $2.6 trillion asset. At 50% that of gold, it'll be around 13 trillion. And at 100%, it'll be nearly 26 trillion. We'll get into the prices, what this means here. But that's just kind of a reference point for where we're going to be moving throughout the rest of this video. So the Bitcoin price at 10% that of gold in 10 years is 131,000, just about double what it is today. For a lot of people, they would be disappointed in this price 10 years from now, that Bitcoin's only twice as valuable as it is today. A lot of people think that we're going to hit this price in the next year. So let's move on to the mid case, not the bear case, not the bull case, but the mid. At 50%, the market cap of gold, that would put Bitcoin at about $655,000. At the full price of gold, the same market cap, it'd be $1.31 million. Okay, that's a bull case scenario. And of course, I don't know where Bitcoin's going to be, but I think these are a good range of options. Obviously, that's a huge range. It's a 10x range, but it's really hard to tell where Bitcoin's price is going to be in 10 years. So let's go with these three scenarios. Of course, to everyone's situation is different. I'm not saying that this is going to be right for everyone or that you can even get to some of these numbers that we're going to talk about here in a second. The fact is, most people can't retire on Bitcoin. To be clear, most people can't ever get a full Bitcoin. But let's take this bear case scenario. Let's say you wanted $100,000 in US dollars. You would need 0.76 Bitcoin. So nearly a full Bitcoin for 100,000. But keep in mind, that's with Bitcoin only going up to 131,000. If you wanted $1 million, you need 7.63 Bitcoin. If you want $5 million, you need 38.16. So obviously a lot of Bitcoin there. But how about this mid scenario where we hit 655,000? I'd say that's right along with what most people think is going to happen. The people that are bullish on Bitcoin think probably about a 10x over the next 10 years. Well, if you wanted 100,000 US dollars worth of Bitcoin, you need about 0.15. If you wanted $1 million worth of Bitcoin, you need 1.53. $5 million, you need 7.63. So, I mean, if you have 10 Bitcoin or something, you're probably pretty well set in this scenario, I'd say. Even if you have just a few Bitcoin, you're going to be doing extremely well. Now, in this bull case scenario, you need just 0.08 Bitcoin to have $100,000, which at today's price, you're looking at about $5,000. Not out of the realm of possibility for a lot of people watching this channel. In the bull case scenario, you need about 0.76 Bitcoin to hit $1 million, and to hit $5 million, you need 3.82. Now, there are some people that think we're going to move up much faster than this. Some people call for 5 million or 10 million Bitcoin. Some people think even higher than that. They're saying, hey, instead of 100% of gold's market cap, we're talking about like, what if Bitcoin hits 10% of all wealth? We're talking hundreds of trillions of dollars instead of $26 trillion. So there are different views even outside these scenarios. So how much Bitcoin do you need to buy if you want to get to one of these numbers? Well, let's look at the mid scenario. And let's say you wanted $1 million in Bitcoin. Now, that's not quite enough to retire, in my opinion. I think you need more than $1 million these days. That also is dependent on your living situation and where you live. But generally, based on the viewers of this channel, you need more than $1 million based on the geography. But let's say that is a very nice number to hit just on your Bitcoin investments. You're probably making money outside of Bitcoin too, investing outside of Bitcoin. So let's say you wanted $1 million worth of Bitcoin. You wanted 1.53 Bitcoin. Well, generally, Bitcoin doesn't go up in a straight line, but it makes it a lot easier to calculate. So we're going to say Bitcoin's at 57,500 a day, and it goes up, we're going to say about 30% a year. It's a little bit higher than that, but to get to this number, 655,000 Bitcoin, we're going to say it's going up about 30% a year. It's better to invest sooner rather than later, right? In this scenario where Bitcoin just relentlessly moves up, you want to invest sooner rather than later. So in this scenario, we're investing about $140,000 over the first 7 years and then just letting it ride. Basically, after $300,000 of Bitcoin or $300,000 per Bitcoin, we're just sitting there not investing any more into it. But this accounts for investing $35,000 the first year, $30,000, $25,000, $20,000, $15,000, $10,000, $5,000. I realize not everyone can do that, right? I'm not saying everyone can make $1 million in Bitcoin or get to 1.53 Bitcoin. For most people, it's impossible. To be clear, most people can't buy this, but some people can. Some people can invest this much. And the fact is, up until this point, it's been easier to buy Bitcoin. If you had bought in 2023, 2022, you could buy around $20,000 per Bitcoin. So yeah, you could have gone to this 1.57 or 1.53 Bitcoin with $30,000 instead of $140,000. So generally, it's better to invest sooner rather than later when you're talking about Bitcoin. Now, investing $35,000 throughout this year would cost about $670 a week, which for most people is unattainable because the average salary is $75,000 for a household. But also, a lot of people watching this video already have some Bitcoin. They've been buying for a couple of years. So maybe it is possible to already have $35,000 invested into Bitcoin already. I'm not even saying this is right for everyone either, because you do have to invest in other things outside of Bitcoin for volatility reasons, for sanity reasons, and just to have some diversification. Let me know your thoughts on all this underneath the video, though. Do you think you can ever get to 1.53 Bitcoin? Maybe don't tell me that, because it's better not to say how much Bitcoin you have or how much you think you can get, just for safety reasons. But let me know what you think is a realistic price prediction for Bitcoin 10 years from now. You can look at it different ways as well. If we're talking about maybe this year or next year, Bitcoin hitting $150,000 to $200,000, well, you generally think 2.5x that the next cycle, then 2.5x that the next cycle. Some people think we're going to continuously move up forever now that ETFs and nations are buying, so it's hard to tell. But it is fun to start thinking about, and it's fun to think about what you need in other altcoins and in other investments. But thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Check out the links underneath the video to MargX and to CoinW, where you can get some free money just for trading like you normally would. You can get in on those airdrops. I'll see you in the next video.